See how this one works out.
Yeah.
Especially if they order two.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. There's a story with my brother-in-law where I got a growler of Velvet Hammer.
Oh,
And he'd had Velvet Hammer before, so we watched the UT game. We finished the growler. We Ubered to his friend's. It was kind of a wedding party, kind of before the wedding party.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're going around the table asking how everyone knows the bride and groom and say something nice about the bride and groom. I've never met the bride and groom. I'm just there. Me being me, I'm like, I'm just gonna make up a story.
Yeah.
And just have them look at me like, oh. So they go to me, and I was just like, oh yeah. I met him in high school, and I asked him for a high five. And he high fived the person behind me, and I just whole elaborate story, and then just off to the next. And then my future brother-in-law, said their story, and boom. And years later, it was just like, we went to high school together? No, actually, we never went to high school together. I just didn't want to be like, pass. I had to be me and be like, let me tell you just a random story I made up right now.
I used to always love that when I was dating somebody. Well, I have a girlfriend now, but whenever somebody asked about like, oh, how'd y'all meet? It's like, well, back in the war, she was a nurse, and I was.
And I had no choice. I mean, it was just one of those things. She took very good care of me.
She was there, I was there.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Still fighting the same war.
Because love is a battlefield.
Yeah, love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield.
Yeah. But I think I fell in love with a lot of craft breweries in Dallas. Community was a big one because they were one of the first. Deep Ellum, I think I went to a lot. I kind of lived near there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the two. And then as they started popping up, it was like, okay, let's go to that one.
Yeah.
And my wife is a big craft beer fan.
Oh, good. Okay.
I met her.
What a great wife! She not only will go to pro wrestling and watch it with you, but she will drink the craft beer with you as well. You got to win.
She'll finish my thoughts sometimes. She'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was the Iron Sheik. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. So if she sees like, I won't say where she works, whatever, but anytime.
Yeah.
But yeah. She's a great gal. And a great mother now.
Yes, congratulations. As we're recording this yesterday, you finally got the adoption. Yeah. So tell us about that, because I don't think a lot of people go into how the adoption process works. Shout out to my buddy Aaron. He also did the same thing with his kids recently. I guess let's go back. When did you guys decide that you guys wanted to adopt?
That's a whole other story before that, but it was a few years into marriage where, I guess, natural conception, can we say that? Wasn't really an option. So we decided to adopt. We went to several classes that local churches had.
Yeah.
And it started with foster to adopt.
Okay.
And we learned very quickly that fostering is for restoration. The goal is to not necessarily get the placement of the child, but to restore that relationship with the birth mother or father.
Okay.
So that wasn't going to be an option.
Yeah.
We didn't want to foster to. I mean, and some people do. We met several of those people that they fostered 20, 30 kids.
Wow.
And they brought up, they restored a relationship with the mother, father, and they actually got to go back to their mother.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that does not work out that way.
Yeah, and it's rare, but it definitely happens.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's not really our route. So we kind of went to adoption. COVID did not help.
No,
COVID basically put a year and a half of just
the same
sorry,
situation, yeah.
like nothing. We got nothing. So we kind of stayed at a standstill for a good year and a half. Where it was just like, yeah, we're fully funded, ready to roll, and we're just waiting for a placement. And I won't say it got annoying, but it was just like saying, like my mom's like, any news? No, I know.
Yeah.
So we had
That's the worst too, when people ask you about it. You're like, it's not even in my. I have no control over it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because they give you a timeline, and the timeline actually is an average. So some people got a placement within 2 months. Some people got a placement in 5 years. Wow. And they kind of do an average, and then there's your number.
Yeah.
And so we had a few false matches where they gave the child to the longest waiting family. And then we got an email saying that there's a little girl in Georgia. And I told my wife, I'm like, email them back and ask them where we are in the process, because we're not saying yes to something that we're number 5 on, because we've already had our hearts broken. And they said, no, you're the longest waiting family. So if you want her, she's yours. And I was like, then it's a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And before we knew it, we were off to Atlanta, Georgia. Go to Athens during game day, which no one should be in Athens, Georgia, when the University of Georgia is playing, which, by the way, they won the national championship for the past 2 years.
Yeah, nobody saw that team being as dynamic as they are. Yeah.
And so we picked up little Sam and brought her back to Texas, where she's now an official Texan.
She sure is. Congratulations. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
How old is she?
She is now 15 months. She was 9 months when we got her.
Yeah.
And now she's 15, 16 months.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Once she turns 2, then it'll be like, she's 2.
Yeah.
She's 2. She's 2. She's 2.
I always do wonder that when people do the months. And I'm like, at what point do you...
Well, I'm losing count. I was like, it's a year, okay, December plus the months, okay. Got to do math.
I wanted to start doing it for as an adult, I'm 100 or 562 months old or whatever. Yeah.
There's a website that'll do it. Oh yeah,
I mean,
I've done that. I've done that many times. Like, how many minutes am I? How old am I? Yeah. So we got little Sam, and it's official now. So
That's awesome. That's amazing.
She's the greatest thing. The greatest thing.
Yeah. This one might be hard for you in terms of babies, in a sense. Top 3 favorite beers here.
Oh, that's easy. Great
Scott.
Scott.
Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah. Here? Oh, that's easy. Great Scott's number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the menu here. Because it's tough. Okay, no, I'm just going to do it how I do it. No.
Okay.
Great Scott, number 1.
Gotcha.
Sit down, or I'll sit you down.
That's
number
good.
2.
Yeah.
That one will get you.
Yeah.
So dang tasty.
It's in the name.
But it'll get you. And the Duke, which is our barley wine, which I think you're drinking now.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
You may be admitting secrets in a little bit. That's number 3 by far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody were walking in here now, never had Petticola's beer ever, what flight would you give?
Let's do a flight of 4. Can we do a flight of 4?
Yeah, we can flight 4. Yeah, everybody does a different flight.
Yeah. Are you a beer drinker or you're not a beer drinker?
Well, this isn't me. This is just somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's say they're not a beer drinker.
Not a beer drinker?
Yeah.
Let's go lightest to darkest.
Okay.
We're going to go golden opportunity. We now have Bicycle Pump. Bicycle Pump, it's new, but it's new about a year ago. But Bicycle Pump is on the lighter side.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a sit down in there. I really am. Because a lot of people like sit down.
Yeah.
Especially my family, who like Coors Light. That's pretty much what they drink. The sit down is very smooth, but it'll get you.
Yeah.
But it's very, very tasty. And I have to throw a Velvet Hammer in there just to give it a little bit of color.
Yeah.
That would be the flight.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, not trying to get you in trouble with this one.
No.
Top 5, in no order,
Sure.
favorite breweries in the DFW area.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's why.
Well, that's pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah. I love me some Petticolas. I've always loved Petticolas.
You can't put this place on the.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you're already here.
Then that's fine. That's fine. I guess I have to start from the top, right?
Yeah.
From the DFW area.
Yes, DFW.
Okay, gotta double check here.
Which, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it now goes from 903
Yeah.
all the way down to almost Waco. You go to Siren Rock all the way out to, I forget what's in Weatherford, but yeah.
This may not be in any order, but I'm just going to off the top of my head. Manhattan Project makes some amazing beer and amazing food.
Yeah.
Texel Project has the Caucasian, which I love to death, and they're always innovative. Celestial Brewing, which is right down the street. Absolutely great beer.
Yes.
I've never met any of the brewers.
Matt is the nicest dude
I
ever.
want to, but it's almost like a mystery. Or it's just like
you may have seen it.
I don't know how the beer's made, but it's made. I like that one a lot. Let's see, Wild Acre in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
I like a lot. They have some good beer.
Yeah.
Now let me scan here. Oh dang, there's that one. If I can't think of the name, then I can't say it. How can I?
What does the logo look like?
It's in between here and Midlothian, Texas.
Oh. Not whether it's
I'm gonna look this.
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
No, I'm not. It's not even a lookup. It's this is how you.
I'm trying to remember. Is it not in Waxahachie?
No.
It's got to be in South Dallas then, or Oak Cliff.
No, even further. Well, even Oak Cliff Brewery is actually very good.
Yeah.
If I do a shout out to Chickasha, Oklahoma, but there's no point of that one. Well, actually, Oak Islands. Let me throw Oak Islands in there too.
Nice.
Because they're actually really good too.
Yeah.
They have some really good beer and barbecue.
Okay, I haven't had the barbecue
You gotta
yet.
kind of have. Sometimes a lot of good beer goes with some really good food.
Yeah.
And so,
I know Cowtown out in Fort Worth.
Cowtown.
They apparently they're. Well, I've had some of the beers. I just haven't been there yet because
Okay.
I also want to try their barbecue.
Yeah.
So-
Cowtown is amazing too.
Yeah, and Denton County Brewing Company. They telling me
Denton County is in
they're
that?
great. Yeah, I mean you could also put in Falsado, Turning Point. There's too many really good ones now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they were saying that they don't do keg stands over at Cowtown. They'll like hook you straight up to the. It's like a fire hose, basically.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm in on that all day.
Heck yeah.
I want to try that out.
Heck
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
I
said,
forget what they call it, but you gotta like ask for it. They're not just gonna be like, hey, do you want to, whatever.
my lovely daughter Sam, if I'm correct, she's on 23 breweries in 3 different states.
That's
when,
awesome.
When we were in Athens, there was really nothing to do. We couldn't leave the state until they told us we could.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, hey, what breweries are around?
Yeah.
So we knocked out 4 breweries right there. So I was like, I'm going to keep count.
Yes.
So I think we're on 22.
Do you get something from each one or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun thing to say. Like, we go to the brewery and be like, oh my gosh, how old is she? She's 9 months, but, we just adopted her. Oh, when did you adopt her? I don't know, about 12 hours ago? What? Oh, yeah.
And we've already brought her to a brewery.
Yeah,
This is my
there
life.
was really nothing else. Like I said, it was game day. You couldn't drive anywhere. So and it was like I say preseason, but I forget who they were playing. But it wasn't even a conference game. But it was it's kind of like College Station, Texas. Like that's all there is in the city.
UT same way.
Yeah. And so you couldn't really go anywhere. So it's like, okay, let's see how we can figure out how to get to this brewery.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of glad in Arlington that there's not that UTA does not have a football field, but
They used to.
they did. That's why they
did.
have football's quote unquote stadium. So,
Yeah. They used to. But if Taylor Swift's in town, then don't go anywhere in Dallas.
No. Yeah, she did 3 nights over in AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, oh, she's got a deep enough catalog. She only did a different show every night. Incorrect. She changed up like 1 or 2 songs, and like that was it. So I looked at the set list all because when I was out at WrestleMania this year out in SoFi, they were advertising she's gonna do 5 nights out there. And my buddy was like, what the fuck is she gonna play for 5 nights? And I was like, she's got a deep enough catalog. She could do it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but no, it's the same. It's the same show, except for 1 or 2 songs she'll like change up.
I don't know how they do this.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, for what I've seen, it's a giant show in production anyway, so it's not just her up there playing and going crazy. It's
Come to Belicola, so I got the first pick.
yes, there you go. Yeah,
When WrestleMania came in, I tagged everybody on Twitter, every wrestler that I could think of, like, come by the bird, come by the bird,
Yes,
come by the
yeah.
bird. What's it? Whatculture.com, ever seen that one?
oh yeah, well, yeah, I like those guys.
Tag those guys, come by the bird, come by the bird. No one ever came by the bird.
I tried this, not this year, last year. I was going to do a tailgate situation
Love it.
at Legal Draft,
Love
which was literally
R.I.P.
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 Literally right before WrestleMania. And I was like, well, not doing that this year. Thank God, I guess, because it wouldn't have worked out.
Oh, yeah.
But that was my goal. I was like, we're literally within walking distance. I was getting with the guys over at Grease Monkey, who also own Cartel Taco. They do shuttles normally for like Ranger games or Cowboys games. And I got with him. I was like, hey, can we do a shuttle? And he was like, yes, totally. We'll just figure it all out. And I was like, all right, cool. And then they shut down. And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. Like I wouldn't,
It'd be a
as much as I
perfect
would have
spot.
wanted to put a show on there. I wanted wrestlers to be there. I wanted fans to be there. I just wanted everybody to hang out and then go to WrestleMania if that's what we're going to do, or just hang out and drink with wrestlers and then go home or whatever you're gonna do.
I'm going to throw another brewery out there.
Go for it.
Division Brewery.
Yes, thank you. They
In
don't get
Arlington
talked about enough.
is amazing. No, they're not. They are amazing.
I love Wade. and
Again,
I love Sean.
never met any of the people there.
Oh, Wade and Sean,
But-
almost always there, and they're fantastic.
I think I've met them, but I don't really know them by name.
Gotcha.
But their beer, amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
And I mean, I've had them on earlier before. I've talked to them multiple times on different podcasts. They are so dialed into what they want to do that, like, I ask everybody top 5 favorite DFW breweries. They could name other breweries that they maybe have worked with or that they maybe tried.